Yeah. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. We're talking about something that a lot of people strive for, but they really don't understand the full situation about it. And the question, what I want to talk to everybody tonight is why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problems. People think a lot of times if they can get their credit straight, pay down some of their debt, it'll open up a lot of doors for them. It'll change a lot of different things for them. But that's not always necessarily the case. And that's what we have in tonight's show. Again, we're discussing why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial goals. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? It's another great Thursday.
Best day of the week, my brother.
Best day of the week and the highest temperature of the year today so far. 88 degrees.
Yeah, 88 degrees.
88 degrees today.
Okay, almost sundress season.
Almost
sundress season. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't pull them feet out there until you got to fix it. No hammer toes on.
How was your weekend? How's everything?
It was pretty good, man. Pretty good. You know, this weekend we had. Well, real quick, want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Rick?
Definitely. What's going on, Rick?
You get me cussed out. What's up, Rick? One Meals Lab. Right. Now, man. The weekend was great. You know, this past Saturday we had the Celebration of Excellence.
Okay.
For my chapter, 100 Black Men in South Metro, awesome program. My youngest son Williams, one of the honorees, the guy that was honored there.
Okay.
We did real good. Yeah, man. I don't know the final numbers as far as we did fundraising, but we did well. I do want to say thank you for everybody supporting 100 Black Men in South Metro. We do a lot of good work with young men in the community. And also thank you to all my family and friends that supported. Either you came or you donated to the organization. I want to tell you guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart with that as well.
Teresa Shockley says, hello.
Who that?
Teresa Shockley.
Okay, cool. What's going on?
Hey, Teresa.
What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Also, my cousin, Stanley Gordon, day his birthday.
Okay.
I was dropping the payroll checks off for him today.
Okay, happy
birthday, cuz. He said he gonna tune in, so I gave him a good stick and everything.
Oh, okay. We're the ones from the back of the humidor.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, sexy red bone?
One of the ones from the back of the humidor.
Yeah.
Not the front.
Cuz said, bring me a good stick. I said, I got you.
The ones that you have to open the door to open the door.
There you go. You know,
right.
I ain't getting no black and mild. I ain't getting no. And
black and wild strawberry flavor.
Yeah. No.
Right. S&E&J.
Yeah.
There you go.
Take me back to the 90s. But no, man. It was a great weekend, great show, and everything. But it also inspired me a lot. With tonight's subject matter, because you have conversation with people a lot, and they talk about that in regards to, I want to be able to make moves, buy a car, buy a house, and they figure, if I get my credit straight, my credit so this they can do it. And I let people know a lot of times, man. Listen, it ain't fix your credit,
right?
Ain't necessarily gonna, take away your problem,
right?
But people don't want to hear that, because a lot of times, we talk about intentional ignorance a lot, where people will say certain things so they don't have to deal with certain things.
Right,
so that makes sense, right? And that's why I want to have this discussion tonight in regards to that. And I want everybody to feel free to call in right now. Again, this is the Dollar Hour. I'm Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The call-in number, you want to call in, add to the conversation. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Feel free to call in. The Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. We talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. We just released the May. That's the first time I did that in a long time. The May 2024 grant. So 8 different grant opportunities.
Oh, wow.
Released that video yesterday. That's the first time in a while. I was able to do it at the beginning of the month. I usually be so damn busy.
And they flood
10
the
days
comments
in.
with doing.
Yeah, so I did that. And we also introduced the Black Ambition grant. And I got a grant. I want everybody to be on the lookout, especially everybody on TikTok. I got a a grant for kid entrepreneurs coming out.
Okay.
It's not my grant, but I'm gonna introduce it to everyone.
Right.
For tomorrow. It's a great, easy to apply for. So if you got any kid anywhere from age 10 to 18, be an awesome opportunity for you to get some easy funding for them. So I'm gonna introduce that grant opportunity tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for that, man.
One day you're gonna have to do a show where you break down, even though you find the grants, that you break down a little bit of what actually the process is for getting the grant. Because
I got the video out there already.
Oh, okay. Well,
they just gotta go on Mr. Short Dollar from YouTube.
Okay.
Go to the grants playlist. How to get grants, why you get denied for grants, some of the common mistakes people make when applying for grants. All those videos out there.
There we go.
All videos out there. You just gotta do something. You gotta spend something that a lot of people don't like spending, and it's free. It's called effort.
Right.
And so, a lot of times when you look for shit, you'll find stuff,
right. Okay.
But that's what I think, we just need more people to spend time with that. Okay. But again, we're talking about why fixing your credit won't solve your problems. And first thing I think, when we start looking at it, we're gonna go through different factors. And again, guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. We're talking about why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problems. I think people have different one of the first things I want to talk about, people understand credit is just a tool, right? It's just kind of like a hammer in a toolbox. It can help you build a solid financial foundation, but it won't build a house for you. If you don't have good income, budgeting skills, financial knowledge, and a good credit score alone won't just get you financially stable. A lot of times people don't understand when you look at getting, just say you get a house, and they're looking at credit and everything. And I'll tell people with the business and credit, two things the most time when lenders look at when they want to give you a regular personal loan, they actually look at, what's this, fake ID 1. Okay. Thanks for tuning in with that unique name.
Right.
Typically, when you want to get a personal loan, typically what the lenders look at is your credit score and your income.
Okay.
Right? You look one of those two off, you get denied for the loan.
Okay.
With a business loan, they look at your income, your credit score, collateral, experience, and the industry.
Okay.
Those 5 things. Typically, if 2 of those are off, you get denied from. Again, I might have went too fast. With a business loan, they typically look at your income, credit score, collateral, industry, and experience.
Okay.
Those are 5 things they look at. Even on 2 off. I bring that up to say, when we're talking about loans, they just let you know, again, they're not just going to go off of that, right?
Right.
You have a lot of people that have A1, 800 credit scores. They can't get stuff because, again, they don't have sufficient income to pay for the loan.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just saying that high credit score doesn't do anything for you. When the lender sees that, like, well, how are you gonna pay it?
Right.
Like,
you got good credit score, but
no damn money.
You ain't got no
job
money.
To pay it, right?
We'll give away free money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that's where I say a lot of times when people look at things, when you want to make acquisitions, I'm a big proponent of having an open conversation with lenders and knowing what you want to do financially. We talk about all the time, goal setting and know what you want to do at the beginning of the year, having an idea how you want to lay things out and move about it. Most of the time, people playing off what they've heard they should do. That's why I'm a big proponent of talk to the people that's going to give you the money.
Okay.
You don't need to talk to Deontay. Deontay going to give you the game. Now, and again, when I say that, I'm probably using a bad example, using myself because I do consulting work, but I'm just saying, when you're talking to people that's not giving you the money, you can get information and go down to the bank, and that's not what they wanted to hear, right?
Right.
So it's very, you kind of want to have an idea of what they need to see. Because when you deal with different lenders, especially with business loans, different lenders may put, on those 5 factors I gave, they may put different weight on different factors.
I was just going to ask you,
right?
Look at different
Some
things
may look at, okay, because again, before I give you this big, $200,000 loan, I mean, the credit score, income, shit, I need collateral.
Right.
I need you to put your house up. I need to put your car up, right? I'm just saying.
You need to have some, some in the game.
Exactly.
Right.
So we talking about open up a restaurant, open up a club. That's a very, very high turnover industry. The lenders looking like, I don't know about that.
Right.
They sink fast. I really don't think a lot of times, and it's not a knock on anybody, I always caution try to advise people, whatever, especially when you want to go into the restaurant industry, try to work in the restaurant and learn the management office side first before you open your own. I don't think people realize those margins aren't as big
as they think
they are.
Right.
You know, I mean, just being real.
I think they don't realize that the difference between a franchise like a McDonald's and you know Lab and Poochie restaurant is they have a big conglomerate around behind them that will offset a lot of things that you necessarily won't have in Mama at Poochie and Labs. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think people realize that. They just see, oh, it's a McDonald's, $1 billion sold, cha-ching.
What's up, podcaster Shayna T?
What's going on, podcast
Shayna T done came in, but you know what they said. The most important thing when you talk to franchise like McDonald's, what's the number one thing they come to the table with? The system already made.
Yeah, the system's there.
You really just got to.
You just had the money.
You just don't mess up,
right.
And you just roll with everything. But when you start looking at, you know, I want to get this loan to start this business up. Well, number one thing most time people mess up with, and again, we're talking tonight about why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problem. Number one thing that people mess up when they try to get business loan, they don't ask for enough money.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing about it.
You think they'd be scared to ask for too much, or they be trying to walk that fine line?
Walk the fine line, reluctant to ask too much, and they're not savvy enough to understand what they really need.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I might need 100,000 to start, but I might need 200 to live. Right.
Okay.
I'm just saying to keep it going.
Right.
But they just get enough to start.
Okay.
Or they might can only get approved for just that. Sometimes you might want to just, hey, listen, let me do a couple more things to come back to the lab in 6 months, but you don't want to wait.
Okay.
I'm just going to get this. And you know you started this business up with not enough working capital, and it don't last. And it happens all the time, brother. Happens all the time. Thanks, everybody, tuning in. I see everybody on TikTok, Instagram. Got people coming in on the Facebook as well. Okay, what's going on, everyone?
Yeah, they got a couple people coming in, but they're going right back out.
Okay, cool.
Like 10 people in there right now.
Again, we're talking about why fix your credit won't solve your long-term financial goals. But again, credit is just a tool. Understand that's just one of several factors that they're gonna look at.
Okay.
So you figure so much, I want to get my credit straight. Understand there are other factors that when we start talking about your long-term financial health, what's gonna be beneficial to you. You know what I mean? So again, the income got to be straight. That collateral, you know, those investments, all that stuff need to be intact.
You know, a lot of people give you the impression that you fix that credit, it's the sky's the limit. I mean, you really think about how people emphasize that credit. You know, you fix that credit, ain't nothing. You can get along with anything and everything, and that's just not. That's like you said, that's just not the case.
Yeah,
there's a lot of other factors that's going and getting a loan besides your credit score. Some people might not even look at your credit score. If you're making money in the business, and the business is, like we always say, the business is solving the problem, and they see, oh, this is going to be big. They're gonna throw money at you.
Well, that's the same thing as the factoring loans or the account receivable loans, where you got companies, especially they do a lot in the trucking industry. They know the money is coming, so they just, hey, listen, I know you got $10,000 invoice. We'll give you $8,500 up front.
Right.
You know, I'm just getting a number.
Right.
But you know that's how that is. Instead of you waiting 45 days for the invoice to come, they've secured it.
Right.
Especially if you're dealing with stable companies, right? So you know, to your point. They're not looking at the credit score. They're just looking at the revenue coming in, right? I've seen just with real estate investor, they have those they more deal with investors where they'll give you finance to purchase on the house if a rental property if they do 120% of the rent.
Right.
So if you want to get this house and they want to finance, they'll say, okay, if the rent is the payment has to be the payment is the 120%, so the rent is $1,200. There, you know, it'll be 12. I mean, I don't want to booger this up with that, but it has to be 120% of the I was just talking to one of them a week ago of the actual loan payment. So if the loan payment is $1,000, you know, after this, you know, $200,000 loan, 30-year mortgage at, you know, 5%, whatever, if it's $1,000, the rent for that market rent for the area has to be 120% of that. Right.
Okay.
So if that loan is calculating and saying it's $1,000 payment, the market rent for the area got to be $1,200. Right.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, they'll approve the loan because they know it's doing that. But these, and then I say all that to say, to your point, there are unique ways that with finance available. Credit is not just the only way.
Right.
But again, I think a lot of times people push so much just with credit, not understanding big picture wise, that might be the least of your damn worries. Right. And that's why I want to say the first one being credit is just a tool for you to use. The second one, debt management.
Okay.
Let me tell y'all something. And I'm just being transparent with myself. I hovered for years with a 780 score And I'm talking about I still had a damn ton of damn debt.
Okay.
Like I'm paying
Right.
credit score. You can have a high credit score and still be paying the yin yang and damn liabilities.
Okay.
I'm talking about damn loans, loans and loans. But my credit score
was good.
Was good, and that goes back to what a lot of lenders look at the DTI, the debt to income ratio.
Right.
So we're looking at, okay, damn, the monthly amount that you paying out is the income sufficient to it. When we start talking again about the payment, you hover around, I got this score, I got that score. You still can't get shit because you ain't making enough damn money for the money you got, going out for your loan payments.
Right. You got $2,000 going out, you make $1,500.
Yeah, exactly. You got $2,000. That could be mortgage, that could be credit cards, that could be car notes, whatever. Your score is high.
Right.
Your score is high, right?
Right.
But your income just ain't sufficient. When we start talking about again, why fix your credit score won't solve your loan, help your long-term financial problems. That debt management is crucial. Why? Most importantly, because the more your output to pay off debt is greater than your input, you'll never be able to save.
Okay.
You'll never be able to become financially independent. You'll never be able to become wealthy. You'll just be what? Functioning.
Just functioning.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think so many times people put that in place. What's going on? What's going on, Robeson? Man, Robeson, what's going on? What's up, Rose Bella? How you doing, lady? I think a lot of times people go there because when you push it again, they don't want to know the accountability aspect of it. I've heard many of people that say, like, I got this credit score, I got that credit score. Why ain't you using it? Right. I mean, you saying it to me like, like you're trying to date me or something. But at the end of the day, it ain't no reason to be brought up.
Right.
But when you push for those kind of things and stuff like that, the lender's still looking. The credit score, fine. But if you ain't got enough money to pay, for what you're trying to get, they're not going to give it to you.
A lender's not going to give you money. Your credit score could be 900, and I know that's not possible. Your credit score could be 900, but if you have no money coming in to pay out the loan, they're not going to give you the loan. It's just not going to happen. They can go to the underwriter all day and say, "You got a 900 credit score though. Well, how you gonna pay us? How you gonna pay our money back? Don't know that part yet. But he got a 900 credit score. That's not gonna fly."
But let's still go back to what we keep talking about, guys. Remember, feel free to call in. Again, we're talking about why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problems. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894 to make sure. We'll make sure everything goes right.
Yeah, it was a problem last time. I unplugged that thing.
I thought about that when we was still talking. Yeah. But it goes back again just with people not really knowing what they need. Guys, I can't stress to you enough. I cannot stress to you enough. Get access to capital when you don't need it. Do not go try to find out what you approved for when you're ready to buy the house.
You said this many times.
Don't try to go see how much you can get approved for when you're ready to get the car. Go talk to them now. Right. Go talk to them now. Because when you're ready to pick that house, you're ready to rock and roll. Go find out now. Yeah, it's going to hit your credit and all that other kind of stuff. But you can say, okay, cool, I'm in the right place.
Right.
Now, if you are not, it's just like you can get damn physical. You don't get a physical because you're sick. You get a physical because you want to know.
You want to maintain not being sick.
Exactly.
Right.
So go get access to capital. Have lunch with the business banker. Go sit there like, no, hey, listen, I might be looking to buy a house next year. I just need to know what's going on.
I'm looking at.
People come to my office all the time because they might be back behind with their taxes or whatever. Hey, we got to get these taxes done so we can get approved. Like, and they not thinking about hey, is the credit straight or this all this kind of stuff. And they may have a high score, but the income not sufficient. But I had no collateral, industry, all these other factors that are parts of that equation. They don't want to look at it. And I'm like, hey man, you don't think you need to
check this out?
You can check this out.
Right.
And most probably you check that out, now you got to talk to somebody. And people is like they don't want to go through that. Fear of the unknown is the worst fear in the world. But at the end of the day, I don't have time or money to waste trying to speak on these hypotheticals.
Do you think what you say one time, the fear of not knowing should be greater than the fear of the unknown?
Exactly.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when you don't know, you can't do anything.
Right.
But I told you why people do that. Like I said again, they they in their mind, they can always use it as a crutch.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
There's no excuse for ignorance.
Right.
There's no excuse for ignorance.
not knowing doesn't mean
No,
that you couldn't find out.
No.
But we always say the world's flat.
no. And the most savvy business people, they do a good job of always gathering information and knowing where everything is. Because once I have the information in front of me, that can dictate my decisions. You know
Say
what
hey
I'm
to your
saying?
sister.
What's up, little bit? What's going on? What's up, little bit? Appreciate you tuning in. But that's the thing I want to always just stress to people. When we start talking again, why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problems, guys. You got to make sure that those, those behaviors, especially from a psychological standpoint, you're able to fix that. Far too often, and far too often, I think people will clear out their debt, consolidate loans, get that income tax refund, pay stuff off, this, that, and that. But psychologically, the discipline ain't there. So, call me. You don't better call me in the middle of the damn show. Come on, see. Homeboy said, call me. You know I got a show going on.
Stanley Gordon said hello.
What's up? Happy birthday, cuz.
Happy birthday, cuz. Heard you got the good stick.
Yeah. I hope you're enjoying that stick I gave you.
He gave you a stick from the back of the hood door. I heard.
Hope you're enjoying that stick. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a great birthday. But what I just saying, like that accountability piece.
Right.
I think a lot of times people, for whatever reason, they want to progress. They want to do things. They want to be able to get access to funding and stuff like that. But because they don't want to get denied or things don't work, it's something about that denial aspect. You understand?
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
get what
saying?
you're saying.
They don't want to go through that. You got to sit here and say to yourself, "Look, man, if I really want to start this business up, and I'm very serious about starting this business up, I got to make sure everything is in place. Where I've talked to the lenders, I've talked to these people. I'm good to go. When it's time to move, it's time to move, right? I ain't leaving my job on no damn, gumption that hopefully everything gonna be okay.
Right.
I made sure everything's in place. Anything can happen, but I went through all kind of different what if scenarios, had contingent plans in place and stuff. And I think people need to understand that if you aren't, from a mental standpoint, straight, like being disciplined, paying stuff, you can clear. People can help you clear out your financial stuff. It's just like on Charlie Brown. That time they gave P.P. a bath. And P.P. he like, damn, that's a nice little white, happy little white boy.
Right.
He took about 3 steps, got right back dirty.
Because he wasn't ready to be clean.
Hey, he wasn't ready to be clean. P.P. wasn't ready to be clean, man. P.P. and they like this, you got right back dirty. All that dust back around P.P.
Right.
And that's the thing about it, man. Listen, if we talked about that one time before when I was in grad school, one of my professors said to me, a lot of times people will focus on fixing a problem, fixing your problem, clearing the debt out,
right,
or giving you a new credit card, doing that. People will focus and they'll fix the problem, but they never go back and look at the cause
of the problem.
They don't look at the cause because I can solve your problem. I can pay your stuff off, clear your debt, whatever. But the cause is still there. If we don't go back and correct the cause, it's going to come back again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We unplug the toilet, this, that, and that. But if we don't stop putting the wipes in there, it's going to come back. Right? And it's the same thing with your debt.
Right.
If your behaviors and things, your lack of knowledge, the things you're doing and stuff like that, we can be sitting there spending more time, just like, listen, have negotiation with the lenders. Hey, man, listen, I've been a customer for the past 5 or 6 years. Y'all got me at 29% APR. Can we take it down to 15? Sure. Maybe can, maybe can't. You can go to another. Like, there are certain things you can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think people have to really focus on, that aspect of just fixing certain things and stuff. Anybody put anything in there?
So true. Royalty Beautiful Lee Events said so true. Hey, Royalty Beautiful Lee Events, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Again, tonight we're talking about why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problems. Look, call in number 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Hey, Angela on TikTok, how you doing? Appreciate it. What was the thing I was about to say?
That when you could fix the problem, but you got to figure out what's the cause. You got to focus on the cause too.
Focus on the cause, but also just in being okay with going through the process. One of the biggest things, psychologically, the reason why people get in a lot of ruts is because they be in a rush.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like wrong one built over.
That.
Yeah. Well, wrong one built.
I want it now.
Well, we all want it now when we're ready.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when we rush stuff, a lot of times we miss a lot of things.
Okay.
And so when we get it accomplished, we got rushed effort give rush results.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you miss a lot of stuff. Like, damn, man, because again, we're doing it. And I think a lot of times experience teaches us, hey man, don't, cover this and cover that. We missed this time. And if you don't learn from experiences of things happening, you find yourself in a situation doing stuff over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Royalty Beautifully Event says, I tell people it takes time to fix your credit. It wasn't overnight that you messed it up, that you messed up your credit.
No, but that's that's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing about it, man. You got to be realistic with yourself. I know you want this house. I know you want this car, but it just might not be the season right now for you to do that.
Right.
And also, once you get it, right now you're in the process of wanting it. After you got it, you got to live with it.
You got to maintain it.
Do you want to be in a position? Do you want to be in a position where you can't even live right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just kind of like when I went through my divorce. I was sitting there like, look, I can go back and forth, argue this, that, and that. I spent all this money paying these lawyers.
Right.
Hell, I want to make sure I can live afterwards. Like, hey, we need to live. Hey, we
need to talk about this.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, look, we back and forth and all those kind of things. Again, we're talking about speaking with your credit. Like, guys, you cannot put yourself. What's our trading code? You cannot put yourself in a position where you're making a decision now that could mess up your whole tomorrow.
I'm gonna give you a good example. When me and my ex-wife first bought our first house, she wanted that house so bad. Like, I gotta have this house. I gotta have this house. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on, let's think about this for a second, because to be honest with you, I'm the only one that keep a stable job. You know what I'm saying? You always from job to job. She wanted that house. She wanted that house. And see what we got, what she messed up is she didn't look at the fact that she had interest. She was getting interest only loan. See, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, we can get it. I said, okay, look, we'll get it. But you need to look at everything. She claimed she did everything. And then when that principal hit, we already paid her $800. And that principal hit.
And about 2000.
It went up to 2000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the early 2000s. Right. Yes, sir. That's that 03, 04, 05.
Right.
You get your $300,000 house making $30,000 a year.
Right.
Back in there, yeah, I remember.
Yes, Beautifully Event says, and people should not purchase a home based off two people, but off one person, because you never know what can happen to the other person's income. Exactly the point I was trying to make with my ex-wife when I told her, hey, let's think about this. But I'm the only one to keep a stable job.
I say this, Lab, and I don't think that's a bad way to look at it, but shit, what the hell you gonna buy you a damn hut? The hell you gonna buy a hut with these prices today and these rates?
Right.
The hell you gonna buy a hut? I don't know what you gonna buy.
The apartments in the house, homeowners is running the same rates. They both about the same a month.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, just you gotta. That'll be challenging. That'll be challenging. When you start looking at median incomes and stuff like that. But I understand the thought process. Again, tonight we're talking about why fixing your credit won't solve your long-term financial problems. We went through a couple scenarios with that. And guys, feel free to call in, add to the conversation. If you had challenges with your credit and you might be moving through it, you want to add to the conversation, you got any question you want to ask, call 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Another factor I think people miss, just having an emergency savings. We alluded to earlier in regards to you got so much coming out and not enough coming in. And again, you worked on this credit, but like that credit got nothing to do. That credit score is high, but again, the outs are bigger than the in, and you at the whole time you paying at such an astronomical rate, you can't even save anything. And I'm telling you something to be crazy sometimes to me, paying damn loans at a 15-20% rate, and you saving money at a 1 or 2%.
Right.
Just pay that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just get it out the way.
just make it make sense. And I know that might have went over some people's head. What's up, cuz? My cuz Robert coming in, China Man, Team Brady. What's up, cuz? I think when you hear people say that, I understand. Want to look at your account and you got some zeros in there.
Mhm.
I get it. I
Right,
get it. I
right.
get it. But if your outflow is just coming out, I can't understand paying credit cards at a 20, 30% rate and you saving money in the bank at 1 or 2%.
Right.
It don't make no sense. And you're gonna, and what happens, really, it's gonna stay that way. It's never gonna cut or whatever with doing it.
Uh-huh.
But in your mind, I got this in the bank. But what happens is you'll never be where you could be. You may be, doing this on this kind of upward tick.
Uh-huh.
But if you turn around and get the debt out the way, you can go here.
Right.
People don't want to get that. But what happens is you got to get rid of that money, some of that money for a little bit, clear it out, and I don't want to start over.
See, that's the thing. You looking at paying off this amount, which is probably to some people is going to be in a staggering amount.
Well,
you get what I'm saying? Then all my money that I saved, worked so hard to save, is going to be gone.
Well, you know what, Lab? We always got to be strategic with certain things. Mm-hmm. I understand. I ain't saying clear out everything to do certain stuff. Mm-hmm. You do need. You might have your buffer money to cover certain stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, again, just basic, basic math. Mm-hmm. My output can't be more than my input.
Right.
It just can't happen. It just can't happen.
Royalty Beautifully Event says, and people should aim for paying things annually, such as the car insurance and their Netflix bills, because they actually give you a discount when you pay things and really versus every month. Save money ain't easy.
No, I know saving money ain't easy. What's that, royalty?
Royalty Beautifully Events.
Royalty Beautifully Events. I think there are a lot of programs people can take advantage of. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you something. My dumb ass just did the other damn day. I want to get off subject too much. I was paying an electric bill, and I didn't realize Scanner sent me something about 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. That you can do the fixed in at points, whatever per therm, whatever. It was like 6%. My dumb ass ain't looked at it like okay, like it was junk mail. Just so happened I was looking paying my bill the other day. The rate I'm paying now because it ended on 31st of March. It's $1.86. Mm-hmm. I could have been locked in at like 60-some cents mm-hmm. for 2 years.
Right.
And I said, like, man, I just went to find that paper, signed it, and they just sent me the thing that adjusted, even though I was a month late with it.
Right.
But I say all that to say there are programs just to that point that a lot of times if you just be savvy or even look, mm-hmm. you can lock stuff in. Like I said, you can get certain things in, locked it mm-hmm. at a cheaper rate. But realistically, are you gonna have the money to be able to do that at a particular time?
See, that's that. I was about to say, and that's just being real. And you see that bill, it's like $500 for an annual rate, and that's good. You got to discount everything, but not on the initial $500, but when it comes back around due again, are you going to have the $500 to cover it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And let me say this too, just to Slick's point about saving ain't easy. I think the issue comes up, to be honest with you, how cool are you with being uncomfortable for a certain period of time while you're going through that transition of, I'm going to go through this and cut this debt mm-hmm. and then come back out of it. Because that might take 6 months to a year, mm-hmm. right? It might mm-hmm. take a little longer. How okay are you with that?
Right.
We're not going to cruise. We're not going to go live in the world. We're not going to do this, I ain't saying go live below the poverty line, but you got to be cool with just being uncomfortable while I go through this. Then I break out. Now I'm at this point, everything is this way, mm-hmm. right? Because you might just be flowing stagnant for the longest. Mm-hmm. I'm working, paying. Mm-hmm. And you just got to just set yourself, let me be disciplined to go through, let me go through the abyss.
Right.
Live like this for a certain amount of time. You don't live like that forever. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But let me just go through here, clear this junk out. And then once I get through, boom, everybody not cool with it. Because sometimes folks don't want to say, well, girl, we're going on this cruise. Girl, we're going shopping.
Right,
hey, bro, we're going to go this, that, and that, man. I'm trying to say, oh, man, stop being cheap, this, that, and that. You ain't even being cheap. You just ain't letting nobody know how dang messed up your damn money is, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the vast majority of everybody walk around, paycheck away from poverty. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? One thing happened, right? And a lot of times people don't have them discussions about stuff because when we start thinking about folks, having financial issues, we have a picture, and they on there They looking for GoFundMe, this, that, and that. No, they sitting in a $300,000-$400,000 house, 5 cars in the garage. That's how they look.
Right.
That's how they look. Taxman see him every year.
Right.
Taxman see him every
year.
Every year I see him. The accountant see him every year. So, but people have that perception like, yeah, we got this, we got that, we're doing this particular thing. But that's not always the case. Right. And I just think that if people can wrap their head around, let me be uncomfortable for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say period, 6 months to a year, usually, to let me just get here and just live, dog, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of things can be fixed for people, but people don't want to go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people don't want to live uncomfortably like that. They work hard. They want to come home, cut on TV, watch what they want to watch, eat what they want to eat, drink what they want to drink. And you know what I'm saying? And when you talk about being uncomfortable 6 months, most people have a picture in their mind, doomsday. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know. Because a lot of people don't know what uncomfortable would be. What would that entail for each individual person?
List all your inputs, list all your outputs, break down necessities and priorities, break down wants and needs, break down the fluffs and all that other kind of stuff, and you start looking at it. And you might have a lot of stuff that are mandatory and priority. You might have that with doing it. But then sometimes you gotta sit here and look, I gotta change. And how we change that? I gotta add a little bit more to my inputs. I gotta go work another shift. I gotta get another part-time job. Might go sell some gift baskets. You know what I'm saying? Right. I gotta get that OnlyFans face. Put some jelly on my toes. Put some jelly on your toes. Pull out your smartphone.
People do it every day. Celebrities say they make a ton of money for that.
Hey man, they be like, man, someone come on, damn, that pooch your feet. No man.
There you have.
Hey, but all seriousness, I just think that once you can assess that, and we're looking at it. I mean, and I'm not talking anything. I've shared that with everybody, man. It took me almost 2 years paying off stuff, doing this, that, and that, living uncomfortable. I wasn't going on vacation and trip. The only bad part about that, I've never got myself back into the traveling mode like I should have, because I kind of got used to just being and everything like that. But it afforded me the opportunity to be able to leave my nice job in corporate America and be able to do my thing. So I ain't just talking and telling folks that and everything. I had to live below that. Now I still like, anybody know me, I still like dressing nice and fly. Some stuff I ain't want to compromise on. That might have prolonged some stuff. But I was honest with myself from that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like to smoke a nice stick.
Right.
I like to have a nice drink. Right. You know what I'm saying? And again, that might be my vices. Right. I put some stuff back, but you have to be realistic about what you're trying to do and where you're trying to be. But again, when we start talking about fixing credit and all that, at the end of the day, the credit can be straight. But living through that stuff, because like I said, it's a lot of folks out here with high credit scores and no money. Right. There's a lot of folks out here with high credit scores and they still can't get a loan approved for that. Yeah, absolutely. Right. And they sitting there, why? Because of this and because of that. You're not, the inflows ain't there. There's no collateral. The industry is.
They don't want to hear that. I got good credit.
Well,
Roger B. Believe in says, I was just going to suggest people should get a part-time job to try to pay down debt. I get a part-time job to invest in something that will make a great hustle. But I always think if people pay stuff annually when they get their tax money, they'll thank themselves later.
I agree, but it sounds good.
It sounds good on paper.
It's a reason why the vast majority of people around don't have money. It's a reason why. It takes a certain kind of, living, certain kind of way of thinking to be able to sit wealth building. Yeah. See, so what happens is, especially here in the city called Atlanta, you have a lot of high income producing, making people, but it's not a lot of people wealth, right? I mean, they in the yin yang with that, right? Just like to that whole point of getting a part time, more money come in mean more money to spend, right? Not necessarily more money to pay off stuff and save, right? And people just don't think like that. Yeah. You could talk to people, and like we having this discussion right now, at the end of the day, there are things that a person has to change inside themselves, and here to make them be able to move differently. You know what I'm saying? And until a person get that way, that's why what what I do, or you go on to YouTube and stuff. That's why people, get into it so much, because it's done like it's a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to be financially independent. I want to do this. I want to do some wealth
It's
building.
easy to
I want to
say.
have generational wealth and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like it's cool. Shit ain't easy.
Not
It
at
ain't
all.
easy.
But see, people, that's the problem we have. What you just said. People do it on Instagram, do it on social media, and they make it seem like it's an easy process.
Give me 3 days. You have high credit score, and you'll be worth $200 million.
Bro, look, like, let me tell you something. I hear people all the time, like, just, want to have their own business and all that kind of stuff. Man, you know how I get down. I come in here bumping in the wall sometimes, especially tax season. I was here dragging. I'm about to fall asleep live on the damn show. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting in them 20-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that people, the people focus on the result instead of focusing on the journey. And they want to skip over that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talk about all the time, you got 5 steps to do, and they want to go from 1 to 5 and skip the rest of it. And what happened? You kill here, start over, go here, start over, and everything. And I just think that people just need to put the proper focus on the steps and be okay with going through the journey. Be okay with going through the journey. And sometimes the journey is just getting educated and knowledgeable on certain stuff.
Royalty Beautiful Event says, I agree that we have to change, that they have to change their mindsets in order to be better with finances. I also think it's a conversation that they should have with their kids as well as their family members about credit. Yeah, Poochie is trying to educate them about the credit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think people don't. I don't. Let me say this. One of the oldest things I hear people say all the time: if they taught us this in school, they taught us that in school. They didn't teach that shit in school.
Yeah,
I was in the financial service magnet program at Harper High. Like, everybody want to learn it. Everybody want to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times when you want to teach, number one thing, when we say teach about finance and stuff in the home, we got to make sure that everybody in the home knows that and lives by that too, right? The second thing of it is that everybody's not at a maturity level at certain things to talk about, have conversations, right? We know our children,
right?
Like right now, especially having adult children. I know the one I can count on for this. I know the one I can count on for that, and I know the one I can count on for this. And I ain't letting this one do this, and I ain't letting that one do that. All of them can be great kids, but you know who you can get the keys
right?
to.
They had a strict,
you know what I'm saying?
Weaknesses.
I think I've built a nice little portfolio. I'm not splitting this stuff up.
Right.
I know I can give him this. I'm dead and gone. I can give, and I say all that to say that I can do certain things and it doesn't affect their relationship. You know what I'm saying? You got 3, 4 kids, and you leave them all at the house.
Right.
One want to stay there, one want to rent it, one want to sell it. And now all of a sudden they went from here to here because you said, I just want all my kids to have something even. And now the house done went to shambles. Nobody ain't doing this, that, and that, and it happens all the time, right? We just got to be realistic. And when we start talking about those kind of things, we're having a conversation with our family and friends and stuff like that. Everybody ain't ready for that. Everybody ready for it. People want to get educated with stuff once they become fearful of it. Like, when do we want to know about health and working out? When the doctor tell us we sick.
Right.
When do we want to know about stuff as far as getting a house? When it's time we want to go buy a house. When we go buy that's when we want to know about it, right?
Right.
All right. We want to learn about, I want to start getting the truck driving. I want to get the cleaning bit. I want to get land. So we start getting, when it's an interest involved.
Right.
Or when it can impact us in a positive way.
Right.
The people that want to know a little bit about a lot of things, that's why they're exceptional. I ain't trying to sound funny, but that's just real.
Right.
Most folks just don't want to, if it's not a personal interest, you don't have what's so sad publicity? If you don't have like a personal gain to it, you just don't have no interest or effort towards it, right?
I say it all the time. I'm just not interested in it.
Exactly.
Right.
But people will say, well, look, man, you can make a lot of money doing it. I ain't interested in it.
Right.
I mean, you talk about it. I get pictures all the time, business stuff and all this other kind of, if it ain't an interest of mine, it's not an interest of mine. So to the whole conversation with credit, and like I said, I've been dealing in financial service industry over 25 years. So that's why I say I've been the one, I'm back in the early 2000s. Hey, let's do an investment club. Hey, let's go buy some property. Start out of now.
Right.
All right, whatever, Poochie.
Let's co-op this thing.
Yeah, man. Shit. Man, I might have been talking Arabic. Man, I'm not listening to that shit. Lad, when I was doing things and putting money up and nobody, my friends were interested in it.
Okay.
Good guys. They love me. They work.
That wasn't
That wasn't the interest.
right.
Now got everybody almost, they getting older, 45 to 55 years old. Now, hey man, we gotta do that. Shit, I ain't doing that with y'all. I got mine. When I was trying to do it, y'all and listen, that's not a knock. But at the end of the day, I'm on a different thing about that, right? And and that could be the same way with certain things that they might have did. I didn't want, to do at certain times,
Right.
And that's just, I'm just speaking on that. But I do think when people talk about that, as far as having a conversation about credit and finances and stuff like that, I think the reason why a lot of people just don't want to have those kind of conversations.
But I think a lot of people know a little bit about that. Like, I mean, to be honest with you, it's a conversation that nobody wants to have, but it's also a conversation that a lot of people have had with themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like, it may not been a group thing, but I think a lot of people know about credit and finances. Maybe not on a professional level, but on just a novice level, they know about it. They just choose not to address it or choose not to deal with it because they know them. I'm one of them people.
What's up, Ann, real boss lady?
I went through grad school and all that, and my MBA has something to do with finance, but I'm like, oh well.
So let me ask you a question, and I'm just giving what my opinion. Why do you think the reason why people don't have them conversations, especially like with their children and family?
Well, for one, I'm just gonna speak on mine because at the time when I was growing up and coming up with my wife, my ex-wife, and my kids, because it really wasn't important at that particular time. And sometimes we put things off, wait for the right time to do it, and the right time never happens. You know what I'm saying? It could be, you can say, well, like I can say, well, my son, he ain't number, but he's number 12 right now. When they get 15, 16, 17, I'm gonna sit them all down and we're gonna have this conversation. And then time goes by, life is what, living is what happens, life is what happens when you live it. So it just passes you by. So we always try to wait for the right time to have the conversation, but the right time never shows itself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get it.
And sometimes we want to wait till we have more money. So when they say, well, what we get, or what, we having conversations about money, we must get some money. No, we're broke. We're having this conversation, so we won't be broke long term. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that was what I'm about to say personally. I think a lot of times, reason why people don't have those conversations with their kids because they got to be somewhat transparent. So, you sitting there, you ever seen the little video? The little boy said, if Joey had 1 quarter and the other one had 2 quarters, he said, Joey broke. And the little boy started laughing. When you start teaching your kids, there's a level of transparency got to happen. And kids are going to ask questions. And parents don't necessarily want to be able to say, well, I ain't got this. My children, I don't know if any of them on the show right now looking at the platform, they'll let you, I've let them know from the early, this is my damn money. You know what I'm saying? I teach you how to make some money, but let's not get confused. My money?
What they on the Cosby Show, Bill say, oh, we rich? And Bill say, I'm rich.
No, and those kind of things, I just think a lot of parents or family members don't want to do that because we get older. The older you get and you start to look and you get mature, you start realizing like, damn man, you start seeing how cool some of your family members, you get admiration. You also see how effed up some of them are, and some of the things like, why the hell was you doing this, or why was you doing that? Because you're getting older and you're seeing things differently than the child was. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got your opinion is based off your experience. You learning stuff, so you question like, why were we doing this? Why did we do that? Why? You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times parents don't want to show that level of transparency with their kids. But
we always want to make it seem like everything's okay.
Yeah.
Or that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Royalty Beautifully event said, this was from an early conversation we had. I'm sorry, I'm just getting to it. That's why it's important to have a will or trust on who you going to leave the house to, or what should you be done with the house once you're deceased. That was about the early conversation. Slick said my granddaddy house messed up that way, I guess because nobody wanted to take control of it. And then Royalty Beautifully event says my granddaddy's taught me about credit when I was like 10 or maybe younger, and I enjoyed it and wanted to learn more as I got older.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome. But that's the exception, not the rule.
But you're right. I was about to say, you may have been 10 and enjoyed it, but if I'm looking at my child and he's stiff and glue, he probably not if he include, he probably not gonna want to know it. But you get what I'm saying? He not gonna take to it probably as quickly as most kids probably would.
But you know something, I'm being real with you.
I'm just being plain. My child was typical.
No. But to that point, just as simple as it is, like you as a person have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doesn't listen.
Right.
They don't have an interest in that. We're going back to that to that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And so you gotta have, they gotta have some kind of knowledge, and they got a person to want to hear that.
Right.
Because I mean, thank you for calling the Dollar. Who's speaking with?
Hey, a great show, great segment. I just want to just mention that you're talking about credit and legacy and people teaching lessons. But I do think when we talk about credit and we talk about even some of the payday lender options that are located in a lot of minority communities, may we not forget that often minorities in other segments, due to different situations, don't always make what their other counterparts make. And we talk about
Phone cut off. Please call right back. The phone had cut off.
Yeah, phone cut off. It wasn't us.
Please call back. We didn't hang up on you.
And we promised we did.
Please call back.
You gotta get better reception.
Yeah. Go out there on the porch and call.
Right.
The call hung up. Please call back. We didn't hang you up. Please call back. What was I saying? That's I think it's not giving enough credit for people when they be quiet and listen to people and learn stuff from people, from the elders, or people that they can talk to them. When I always say your elder ain't got to be older. Your elder just got somebody got wisdom that you don't have.
Right.
But a lot of times people, because they want to do it the way they want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
People book me for consulting. They some listen, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have a pathway. Well, this is what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. I
need you to help me. And I'm like, no, man, that ain't the way to do it.
Right.
You're wrong.
Right.
And people getting their feelings. But I'm trying to, still wrong.
That's not it.
And I'm telling you, this is why it's wrong.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do it this way. But because a person has a, hey, call back, call the police. Because people have a hard set on a certain thing, you can't tell them that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Thanks for calling the Dollar.
Hey.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that earlier. Did you hear anything I said earlier or no?
We heard everything about the minorities and their counterparts with the credit, and then it dropped from there.
Okay. I was just going to say, if you could talk about the realism that often that there are different groups that don't make what their counterparts make and how that does affect credit, because I think it's great to talk about credit in theory and to have an 850 credit score. It sounds ideal, but philosophically, but when we think of the realism of it, if you're only making $20,000 or $18,000, you have a family of 2 or 3, the realism of a lot of America, the fact of having great credit, even if you were taught by anybody, goes out of the window, because, and we all can be real in America, it becomes about survivalship at that time. And when you're trying to survive to keep the lights on so you don't get put out from the mortgage or the rent not being paid, the last thing you're thinking of is in 5 years, I want an opportunity to buy an RV or a car or another house. So just the realism that a lot of Americans face when you don't make a lot of money, or when you have a crisis such as a heart attack or cancer diagnosis. Just something to think about, gentlemen.
Well, I don't know if you just came in and showed, that's one of the first things we talked about as far as the income aspect. That was one of the first things we talked about. And I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I appreciate you calling. That's one of the things we look at in regards to those factors, what they look at in regards to the credit score, being the income from business side point aspect, the collateral, the experience, the industry, those particular things. I think a lot of times people focus so much on their credit score, but not looking at the daily income, how much they can afford, or just being able to know what actually, you have this credit score, but what can it attain? But that goes back to what I was saying before. Equip yourself with information. Set an appointment up with the lender. Set an appointment with that person. Say, listen, whoever you were looking to get that money, I'm looking to open this business up in the year.
What does she think that will help people learn those ins and outs of the credit? Like not just having a great credit score is not everything that you need in order. You know what I'm saying? Because people, like I said earlier, people know certain things.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't want to apply those things to themselves.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable. Did you hear what Lab said, Colin?
No, I didn't.
Well, Lab was asking is, so what would you say, or what would you suggest that a person would do as far as equipping themselves with the information to learn about credit and find those particular things out that they don't know? What is a suggestion that you may have for a person to do to actually get equipped with that information?
It may not be popular opinion, but as much as I love educational and empowerment platforms such as this, at the end of the day, sir, sometimes you just got to make more money at the end of the day. Do not get me wrong. I think education is key. But at the end of the day, if you make $18,000 with a family of four, you just make $18,000 with a family of four. I think there has to be some opportunity that is given to as many groups as possible to make livable income, because we've got to start having that conversation before we start talking about anything else. Because the reality is, if you've ever been someone that's made low income trying to make it, you struggle and you're robbing Peter to pay Paul just to stay afloat. It's something that most people don't talk about, but it's a lot of America. And when you're trying to do that, you're just trying to survive. And you can say, well, save $20 or $100 a month. But for a lot of people, that's just not realistic. I think the conversation should go to another level extension of talking about livable incomes, which is a conversation bigger than the three of us talking right now. It's going to take other means and other organizations and government entities to help that conversation. As we all know here, California just raised their minimum wage to a certain level, attempting to try to make it livable. So just some food for thought. Great job, guys.
I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
But I'm going to address and I agree with her. But the problem that you have, and it won't happen in our lifetime, the problem that we have with the livable wage part is, as part of this component, is that corporations have such a big adverse effect when it comes to livable wage. When it comes to $20 an hour, they make it seem like the company's going to shut down. But what they do is they focus on the mom and pop shops not being able to pay the $20, but the corporations can pay it just fine. So it makes it seem like, oh, if I pay this wage to this person for a livable wage, no, let's not forget that the average rent just in Georgia alone is $16.17 a month. That's average. Just, you're not going to go any lower than that. If you're making $12, which Wendy's and all those places thinks is a great wage, you can't afford to live anywhere. Not at $12 an hour. And I understand exactly what she's saying, but those things are things that's going to have to happen, not in our lifetime, because it's just too much control. The companies have too much control over the politicians and the Congress and all that stuff to make that not a possibility. I mean, right now, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, let me say this, Larry.
And it hasn't been raised for over 32 years.
I get that part. Now, yesterday I did early voting. One item on the ballot is to raise the minimum wage for the state of Georgia. So, most states may pay more than their minimum wage. But let me just add this caveat, because I'm coming even as just being a business owner and a capitalist. Pay goes up, so are my costs and my prices.
Right.
So at the end of the day, that's what people. That's the whole reason why people wanted the increase of a minimum wage, livable wage, and that was one of the biggest arguments 10 years ago. And what we got now: kiosks, robots, and everywhere, and almost every fast food. So those people that were arguing about them jobs, and I said that.
Right.
You remember we talked about it in depth when we started, Mr. Short Dollar. These people had these protests about a livable wage, a minimum wage, and what happened? One guy he had a heartfelt message. He was a cook at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and he loved serving people. It was great. But what do? They got robots, kiosks. They cut you talking about the staff down on any shift from 10 to 3 because they got all this kind of stuff. At the end, technology gonna do two things: take job, cause innovation, take jobs. That's what it's gonna do.
And back then, I still agree with you a lot, but the cost is going up anyway. The cost is going up without the cost. Right now, think about, well, we talked about this when Short Dog started. You could get a combo meal for probably $5 or $6 back then. Now it's almost $20 for a combo. So you get what I'm saying? So the cost is going up regardless if the wage is going up.
No, but that's a different cost.
Okay.
That's a cost for purchasing and cost what I'm getting at. And you add payroll into it, that's a whole nother damn component. Because when we business owners, we learn what the biggest way to reduce to increase profits and reduce costs is do what? Lay people off. Right? That's just it is what it is. So we started talking about adding and paying more people more money. And I'm not trying to sound funny, but at the end of the day, you can't sit here and say, I don't want to pay for this. Because if I increase this to you, because along with your pay is gonna come along with more insurance and all this other kind of stuff gotta come along. I pay more payroll taxes. So I'm just saying theoretically, you say like, okay, we need to make more money, but you gotta be realistic. Okay, the cost gonna go up more. Like you said, what you're saying, you're talking about basic shipping costs.
Right.
Cost item for that.
But
we add payroll to that, that's another cost to it.
But the average American don't see it as just shipping costs. They see it as the cost is going up regardless. Just like gas prices. They say, oh, gas prices going up. If the barrel oil cost me $5 today, and the gas prices went up, and tomorrow it's gone down to $2, why hasn't the gas gone out? Because people don't realize that there still has that $5 barrel of oil in the pumps.
Yeah, but see the thing of it is everybody ain't gonna get it.
Right.
Everybody ain't gonna get it. And at the end of the day, I've been on both sides of that. I understand totally about the living wages and all that with the credit, because again, you know, we talked a lot earlier about that whole stuff and increasing your money, of doing that, be able to reduce debt and certain things like that. But I just think that people got to be realistic. Where things are changing, because like, you know, we talk about in our grandparents' era, you know, everybody just, you know, they're picking cotton, and it was simple, like, and people had to actually change whatever. You just gotta people pivot and adjusting.
I think
I ain't trying to sound cold.
I get what you're saying, but we also have to realize that people are not going anywhere.
No, people not
We're
going
still
anywhere.
Going to inhabit the earth. We're still going to need to work. We're still going to need to eat. So those things need to be addressed, because, like Slick said, if the price of living continues to jump like it is, that raise at $20 an hour is going to be null and void. It's going to be the same as it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to mean anything.
Exactly. That's the point. I can bump it up to $30 an hour, but if the costs are going up, it's going to diminish anyway. So it's you know what I'm saying? It's
but
not.
I could afford a little bit more at 30 than I could at 10.
No, you're not, because the cost going to go up in relation to it.
Well,
it has to. How can I cover costs?
But if it's going up regardless, that's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I get what you're saying, but the cost of living is going up regardless. It does every year generally at a 3% rate. The cost of living goes up regardless of what we do. That's going to happen. Right now, the cost of living is going up 3 times that, and that's why it feels the effects of it. You get what I'm saying? So the cost of living is going to go up. It's going to go up. It's going to go up regardless. But if the cost of work, if the wage doesn't go up a little bit to be comparable with it, no one's going to be able to survive.
The wage is going to go up. The wage is going to go up. But as long as we keep talking about things that's going to be the solving of that, understand, when the wage go up, the price is going to go up.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day,
I get that.
You're going to stay at the same point. That's nothing going to change. You're going to make more money, but you're going to spend more money in relation to that. Right. That don't change. That don't change. See, that's why I say a lot of times,
more money, more problems.
Well, you know, I'm just saying. I just think that a lot of times people think sometimes I get money and stuff like they're gonna fix it. I didn't necessarily agree with the car thing. You have income, but I don't necessarily agree that's gonna fix certain things. I think a lot of times, I think it's more behavior fixes things with that, because I can pay you more money because, like I said, but everything goes up in relation to that.
I want to tell you, like she said, if you're making a certain amount of money, you got, as me going to college and my ex-wife being in college and we having 3 kids. Well, at that time we had 2 kids and we were in college. And I was making $6 an hour, and I think she was making right at $7 an hour or something like that. She was a waitress, so she was making like 2 something an hour. It was a struggle to get through the day. If we didn't have grants to go to college, if I didn't have a grant to go to college, and she had something else to go to college, we wouldn't have been able to go through college. But it was a struggle every day. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And we were doing things. We wasn't living high off the hog at all. We had a 1-room apartment with 4 people, living room, kitchen, bedroom. That was it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we weren't living high off the hog. It was just that cost, you know what I'm saying? That cost of living was very high for us back then.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we were having.
So I gotta verify this. TikTok about to cut off. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me get this fool. TikTok cut off. Savage Publicity PR said he's right. Who's the he? He's describing a recession. Economists know this. But see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, most important. Because I went through school with little kids. The 3 kids were the decision, right?
Right.
That's a whole nother show. The 3 kids were the decision. Now, would y'all been tight like that with just 2?
Yes, we would have.
And just as tight?
Yes.
Come on, lad.
We would have been just. We would have been because you.
I ain't say you would have been
You have to
uncomfortable.
remember, our kids were small.
No, that's
so
what
wasn't consuming a lot.
Lad.
We would still been.
Like,
we would still been
I ain't-
tight.
Just as tight with 5 and 2.
Yes. Yes. The significant. There's no significant difference because you have to remember something. The cost of what we were paying for was not just on me and her, and most of our money went to rent. At that particular time, we were paying 76% of our money to rent.
I get that part. I ain't trying to diminish that. I ain't
You know
saying no. I get that part. But I'm still saying, Savage Publicity PR said lab. The lab is right. But check out what I'm saying though. We start looking at just when we start talking about just financial with our finance and stuff like that. A lot of time, children are great, families and all that.
Mhm.
I just know this. I made a conscious decision. I had little kids.
Mhm.
I know how comfortable it was. Now, if I just had to deal with me,
Mhm.
or if I just it was just me and my ex-wife, it wouldn't been because I had to worry about it. I had to worry about the daycare and all that. There were other variables.
See, that's the thing. I didn't have daycare.
No,
I had my ex-wife's aunt took care of our kids.
I get it.
Right.
I get it. But you do know at the end of the day, you gotta be realistic.
And
about
I
when you start
understand
looking at
exactly what you're saying. The cost is gonna go up if the payroll goes up. That's automatic because the payroll is the first thing that goes when the cost needs to come down. You get what I'm saying? When the company needs to save money, they cut people. But what I'm saying, and listen, hear me out. The company's going to cut people regardless if the price goes up anyway, because they're always looking for a way to save money. They're always looking for a way to give money back to the investors. So whether they give us a higher wage or give employees a higher wage or not, they're still going to cut us because they're trying to find innovative ways to get rid of payroll. You get what I'm saying? Getting rid of us and reducing payroll is not something that they're doing just because they're giving us higher wages. They're going to do that regardless. So why can't people say, well, give us a livable wage now? Because we know they're going to cut us regardless.
But at the end of the day, I give you if the pay increases in relation and the costs go up, we're gonna be at the same conversation happens over and over again. That was the conversation 10, 15 years ago. Savage Publicity PR says typical struggle of a lot of Americans. But that was the conversation 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
People wanted $12, then $15, then $20. And they got it.
Right.
They got it. People making it. I remember a guy at the gym a couple years ago was saying, like, man, you made this working in the warehouse. All that money is like diminished now because what happened? The income went up, and now the cost went up. Now it's bad like you were making $9 and $10 an hour. I'm just saying at some point people got, I'm just saying.
I get it.
I ain't trying to get into no futuristic stuff. You got to be realistic about what you pulling in and what you pulling out and what people want. I thought, it was a conversation me and one of my kids were having with 2 of them, or the ones in college. Hey man, y'all got what y'all want to go to school for, and y'all got what's out in demand the next 5 years. I'm not the dude. I'm about to say the N word. I'm not the dude to be sitting here telling you, hey dad, I'm going to school for this, and then that's good. No, if you get you a degree or you get a certification or you get a skill that's not in demand, and you walk out of here and you can't be tripping about I can't find nothing. You can't find nothing because you didn't get nothing that people were looking for.
Right.
A lot of times.
Right.
A lot of times.
I get it.
I say this to say As long as you can make people money. Now we said that all Americans ain't like this and don't do this, that, and that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we had this conversation over and over and over again because
either you're an expense,
hey man, hey,
or your income.
And I ain't trying to make light of certain things, but you gotta be realistic about certain things. A doer ain't gonna get paid what a maker get.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you can create, you can do that, you're gonna get paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you just can do certain things and stuff like that, you gotta just take what come along with
Mm-hmm.
it, right? And that's not being dirty, but that's things.
That's
I mean, that was in ancient Rome. The guys that could design design the Colosseums were not getting taken care of the same way the people just can do them but build.
Right.
I think the pyramids, the designers of the pyramids,
right,
will take care of better than the guys. I'm just saying.
Well, you got it now. I mean, you think about now, currently, the creators who push forward on YouTube and all that on social media, who's making millions of dollars.
Well, no,
they creating, they pushing, they working hard to do it.
Well,
and the doers are sitting back going, "I want to do that too."
Well, that plus even look at the whole advent of what everybody will know about now: AI, electronic vehicles. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. Alternative fuel methods. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm just saying, like, this stuff I do, this accounting stuff, computers gonna take it over. And they said, I probably got about 3 good years. 3 good years. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna slide your W-2 in there and your taxes gonna come out.
Well, you know, I'm talking exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Well, I'm not needed, right?
Right.
So I'm just saying, everybody gotta be able to pivot and adjust. Everybody. It ain't just whatever. And you guys, and that's how the world go.
True.
That's just how the world goes.
It's gonna keep
listen. When we were listen, you look at high tech technology, blockbuster videos in the 80s. Then you go to the DVD. Now you got everything down. I mean, just think about it. Innovation and change. Exactly. Innovation and change.
Right.
Come on now. Why am I going to you just looking at how DoorDash and all this other kind of stuff have changed the food service industry, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, so people just got to be able to pivot and adjust. It's a cold world out there, but you want to try, hey, sink or swim. Yeah. Sink or swim. And again, I don't try to push no. I know we're talking about credit, but I don't be trying to push all this entrepreneur stuff on nobody or nothing like that. But I will say this: at the end of the day, we got to be kind of realistic about what we can and what we can't do. You can't sit here. We can't. I'm just saying, like,
credit. That's with anything.
You know what I'm saying? I can't be sitting here trying to do all this wealth building, and I'm not. You know what you're gonna be able to generate.
Right.
That's all of us.
Right.
That's all of us. And I get that whole part of saying, hey, if you're only making this kind of money, you can only do this, that, and that, all that kind of stuff. Hey man, look. At some point, it's the reason you say you was in school. Because I gotta do something to kind of get over on that.
Right.
And that's real. That's real. And that's probably a show we need to do on Change Your Lives. But I think a lot of times,
definitely.
I think people got to just be realistic about, look, it ain't fair, right or wrong. It is what it is sometimes, with doing that. And I don't want to get no high horse or talking about what people should or should make. But,
there's always consequence to every action. There's a reaction.
Yeah, because
every action, there's a reaction. You are 100% honest with that.
I can't be sitting here commanding, asking for certain things if I can't generate that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, real talk, man. It just it don't work like that.
It don't hurt to ask.
Well, you can ask, but you be able to have the damn hell no.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Too many hell knows.
Man, I'm telling you,
yes,
not at all. But you know what? Long-term financial health involves a combination of factors such as managing debt, increasing your income, controlling expenses, saving for emergencies and retirement, and making many wise investment decisions. So I just want people to understand big picture wise. And we had this conversation about just the credit and long-term financial success. Honestly, that's just a piece of it. That's just a piece of it. And a lot of times I think people just kind of hold up on certain things. You still can do a lot of other stuff, put you in a good situation. But take the time to find out what you need to get certain things in place. Because in the grand scheme of things, your credit may not even be the issue. It may be, like the caller said, increasing your income. It may be reducing your debt. It may be putting, find the right investments, whatever. Because I understand the whole aspect, how I'm gonna save and how I'm gonna invest if I'm living check to check.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why am I living check to check? That may not be a mathematical equation. Man, I might need to go to school. I might need to do this. I might need to do that. And being realistic, have I put myself in a situation where I got too many children, or where I got too many things going on, I can't go to school?
Mm-hmm.
Now look here. This short dollar. Yeah, this is a finance show. This ain't no magician show. Can't pull a rabbit out the hat. Now your child support is gone. Can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Poof. Poof, and they got you out the projects. I can't do that. I'm a bad man, Lamb. But I can't do it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But man, look, man, we had a great conversation, great show tonight and stuff like that. I appreciate everybody called and everybody tuned in and added to the conversation again. Happy birthday, Stanley, man. Hope you enjoyed it, cuz. But also, man, I want to tell everybody again, thanks for all the support with the celebration. Excellent. Also, thanks again with everybody that support us this past tax season with Majestic Business Services. I really appreciate you guys. Guys, if you are any aspiring or current entrepreneurs, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. We just released that the May 2024 grants video. Check that out. Also, we did introduce the one for Black Ambition. The Black Ambition, the actual application deadline is, I think, May 6th. They're giving anywhere from $15,000 to $1 million in prizes. The music executive, Pharrell Williams, he's a part of a group spearheading that. And I mean, it's easy to apply for. That money's sitting out there. There are too many people. Guys, look, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Look at the comments of these grant videos. Thank you, Mr. Short Dollar. Thank you. I got the $25,000 grant. I got the $10,000 grant. These folks are doing it on Mr. Short Dollar YouTube. So I am that lucky rabbit. Rabbit foot. Thanks, Lab. Thanks, Lab. What I say? I said strategy. What I said earlier, Lab corrected my English on me.
Strategic.
I said something about strategy. Hey, Lab got me.
Strategist.
Hey, strategist. She know I'm a proud Atlanta Public School graduate, and it shows a lot of times with my horrible grammar.
Right.
You know, but listen, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate all you guys. Did my mama come on?
I might have got your mama mixed up with your sister. Audrey.
That's my mama.
Yep. Sorry, mama.
That was my mama. Okay. I said, I know, Mr. Charlie.
I never saw her middle name Passmore on there.
That's her last name.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
So it popped up as that. It used to just be Audrey.
And I think on different platforms.
Okay.
It may be that. Yeah, man, I know Mr. Charlie had mama occupied.
Sorry, Mom.
And
she ain't say nothing. I'm sorry, Mom.
Man, I appreciate you tuning in, Mom. I know I got a big F you when I say that. Well, Mr. Charlie be having mama, occupied.
Not tonight. She was here.
She was here early. Okay, appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you gotta hurry up for my son's show come on. Hurry up and get out of here. I love you, mama. Hey, but listen, guys, everybody, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for all the love and support. Make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take advantage of the over 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel. The active grant playlist with over 150 different active grants for you guys to take advantage of. A lot of great information there. A lot of great information coming down the pipe. Take care of yourself. Love y'all. Talk with you soon.